Hello, for today, scientists. We have our big Unit 2 assessment coming up, and I want to make sure you are ready to rock it. Today, we're going to review how plants and animals work together, the secret parts of the plant, and how to think like a scientist. Remember, this test covers everything from photosynthesis to reading graphs. So, grab your notebook, put on your thinking caps, and let's dive in. The perfect team, plants and animals. First, let's talk about the relationship between plants and animals. They're like best friends who trade snacks. Animals and humans need plants for oxygen, food, and shelter. But plants need animals too. Animals help move pollen around so plants can reproduce. And animals breathe out carbon dioxide, which plants need to make food. It is a cycle. Plants give us oxygen. We give them carbon dioxide. We also need to remember that Virginia has many natural resources like plants, animals, and minerals. But is a plastic a natural resource? No way. That is a man made plant structures, and photosynthesis. Now, let's look at the body of a plant. You need to know the jobs of the different parts. First, the roots. The roots anchor the plant so it doesn't fall over, and also the roots drink up water and nutrients from the soil. Second, the stem. The stem supports the plant and acts like an elevator, transporting water and nutrients up to the leaves. And third, the leaves. This is the kitchen. This is where the plant captures sunlight to make food. Speaking of making food, that big word is photosynthesis. To make sugar or food, the plant needs three ingredients: sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. The result? The plant makes sugar and releases oxygen. So, what happens if a plant loses its leaves to bugs? Since leaves are the kitchen, the plants will make less food. The circle of life, reproduction. How do plants make new plants? They use flowers. You need to know a few specific flower parts. The stamen is the male part that makes the pollen. The stigma is the sticky female part that catches the pollen. Pollination. Pollination is when pollen moves from the stamen to the stigma, but pollen doesn't have legs. It needs help moving. It uses the wind, water, and animals. Colorful flowers are there specifically to attract those animals' pollinators. Once a flower is pollinated, it can make fruit. And what is inside the fruit? Seeds. The purpose of a seed is reproduction, to grow a new plant. Being a detective, classification. On the test, you're going to be a detective using a classification key. It looks like a map question. Let's practice in thinking through it. Let's say you have to identify a beetle. The key will ask you yes or no questions. Does it have spots? Does it have stripes? If you have a beetle that is solid black, no spots, no stripes. You just follow the path that says no to spots and no to stripes. And you will find your answer. Just answer the questions one by one, and you can't miss. Experiments and graphs. Finally, we have to think like a scientist. You'll see an experiment where a student grew three tomato plants in different places: near a closet, near a desk, and near a sunny window. When you look at the data, you will see that the plant near the window grew the tallest. This tells us that if the amount of sunlight increases, the plant will likely grow taller. Also, watch out for the rain gauge question. Remember, on a rain gauge question, you read from the bottom up just like a ruler. If the water in the rain gauge is between two numbers, look closely at the smaller lines to get exact measurement. One more time. The rain gauge, it's just to read from the bottom up, just like a ruler. And if the water line is between two numbers, look closely at the smaller lines to get the exact measurement. All right, team. Remember, plants and animals need each other. Flowers are for reproduction, and always read your graphs carefully. You are going to do great on this assessment. Have a good day.